Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Play the Hits. Nick, no thunderstorms in the forecast tonight, so hopefully we can actually get past this part. How you doing?
Sounds like a action. Wait, did I miss something? What happened? Where did we leave off last time? Because I don't remember there being action. I remember there being like another gratuitous Sephiroth scene.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And now we're running from the cops.
Okay, well, the cops don't seem too concerned until you physically attack them. Now I'm kind of with them.
Right. They were just doing their jobs.
That fight was clearly initiated by you.
Cloud was very clearly the aggressor there.
These guys don't seem to want to cause you any okay, well now they do.
Well, yeah, because I killed 3 of their finest.
You know, I keep thinking as we play through this, I'm going to mentally compare it to where this syncs up in Final Fantasy VII. And then I remind myself I've played that game once, so that's probably not going to happen. Like, yeah. I think my nearest point of reference is like Phoenix Mountain or the Gold Saucer at this point. I'm drawing a blank, man. So
this is kind of one of those parts where I feel like they overdid it quite a bit. Like, this part was completely not action-oriented at all in the original. Like, you met Eris, and then you walked through the city while it was ruined, grabbed a few items, and then there were guards that eventually showed up, but you did not have to fight them in any way, shape, or form. Cloud just jumped on the train, and that was that. I think they felt like this... I think they felt like the 10 minutes between the reactor being blown up and Cloud arriving in Sector 7 were a little too bland.
Yeah, it's 2019. It's not like when this 7 first came out and you could have 5 hours of slow, quiet exposition without something going on every 20 seconds.
Yeah, you know, to me, those were always, like, the best parts of RPGs. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy,
and that was probably the first thing on the cutting room floor, which, yeah, you know, just because it's old doesn't necessarily mean it has to be done that way again. But...
No, but at the same time, though, like in RPGs, I enjoy kind of quiet moments of exposition, you know? Those are some of my most memorable parts in a lot of RPGs because they contrast so strongly with, you know, a lot of the other stuff that's going on at the time.
Well, if you're going to go down that road, then, I mean, honestly, the fighting kind of was secondary to everything else that was going on in those old RPGs.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you fought in instances where you had to fight. This is just gratuitous.
They tried to kick you when you pulled your 6-foot sword on him?
Yeah.
He tried.
I mean, 5.5 feet in all fairness. He liked his odds.
I give him credit for the audacity.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so did you have big Final Fantasy news this week?
That it?
Oh yeah, the HD Pixel first 3 games got a release date for the end of July.
Yeah, I guess like the next cash-in by Square Enix. I guess maybe, not maybe, these are meant to replace the mobile ports that they slapped together for Steam.
Which is just as well, and if I'm going to be honest, I will probably buy them this way too, just so that I have the full collection on Steam.
I'm going to probably just keep what I've got. I don't see any reason to buy the exact same game again, but with... I don't even... What is
that's
Pixel
not very much
mean?
In the spirit of Square Enix.
Yeah, fuck Square Enix. So what exactly is this version? Pixel Perfect, does it mean it's like a perfect translation, or is it still a mobile game?
So yeah, they are mobile games, and I don't know what, if anything, distinguishes them on the Steam port other than, you know, being able to view them without straining your eyes and having a controller.
List them again, I guess?
Yeah. I don't know if they're doing anything different with the translations at all, if they're further refining those, or, I mean, like, for instance, like, with Final Fantasy 2 and 3, they pretty much have to.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that's really exciting about this is that we finally get the original version of 3 on Steam, and then 4 as well?
And 4, yeah, we don't get that, the 3D version, which is cool. I mean, they are distinct experiences.
I guess 1 and 2 weren't on there either.
No. And then the version of 5 that was on there, I understand wasn't the best. And then
No,
you know,
the 5 and 6 versions, like I said, they were sloppily put together mobile ports. But I mean, these weren't exactly technical powerhouses. The games were functional enough for me to play through 5 and 6 and get that out of my system.
sure.
So I got
think
nothing against
I
them.
think 6 in particular was notorious for its kind of washed out sprites.
They were fine.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
were
I
at
thought
least
so too, but I
different.
only played the mobile port, so I didn't see how it looked on Steam. Like, I just wanted the novelty of having FF6 in my pocket everywhere I went, and you know, it delivered. So
I'm gonna take a quick detour here. I want to see how much those are selling for on Steam. Oh no, that can't be right.
what's up? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the price of what those are going to be.
Oh, the Pixel remaster.
Yeah.
So I believe it's like $50 for the whole pack, and like I think if you choose to buy.
74.82, but I thought that was 74.82 for just 6.
Oh wow, that would have been not great.
That'd have been hilarious. Yeah. Wait, 12 items? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, like roughly $10 a game seems about right.
Oh, okay, alright, because that's the wallpaper. That's what that is. I can see myself as maybe picking up a couple of these just to round out a collection.
Yeah, at the very least, I'm getting 1, 2, and 3, and let's be honest, 4, 5, and 6 are better games. So.
I will probably get 3 just because I've never played it.
Oh really?
Okay, yeah, these are averaging about $10. That makes sense.
At least they're doing us the courtesy of if they're releasing these games one more time, they're charging the right price for them.
Yeah, this isn't too bad.
Which, don't get me wrong, the only reason I think that's the correct price is because they're 20-year-old games. They're fantastic little games.
Well, it's like, okay, make me a deal to where I don't go and download this off of Vim's Lair. You know.
Oh shit! Can we say that on Twitch?
I think so.
I mean, we just did, and we're still here. Granted, we have 0 viewers.
Someone
but...
would have to report us, which would mean someone would have to have heard it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, all right, I'm back.
In a weird way, we're gaming the system.
That should have been the name for our channel.
Gaming the system.
Oh, fuck you, Cloud. I'm sorry.
In all fairness, he did do that on the PS1 version.
That's my refrain for everything that just irritates me with this game.
Oh, fuck you, Cloud.
Security to run around. That's why. Had to draw them away from the station somehow.
Nicely done.
Well,
why was the flower in focus on that shot? That was weird.
It was something to do with Jessie and like her perpetual virginity, I think. I don't know. I don't know how weebs think, Nick.
I was gonna say it's like they didn't know how to point the camera, but then I realized it's not a movie.
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
Yeah, you're right. Some of the camera angles are a little odd.
Wearing robes. Came and went like the wind.
Like, we don't need to see Barrett's reaction here. It kind of makes it look like he's responsible for some of the shit that's going on.
I saw them after she grabbed me.
Like, you're right. I didn't think about it until you pointed out, but the scene choreography in some of these is a little stilted, yeah.
Come on, let's move up.
It's kind of interesting because, you know,
You're right. If you know nothing about this, Barrett seems suspiciously suspicious.
Yeah, right? Like, what's he up to?
And in the freight car, too.
Because of the evacuation order, maybe?
I will say, if nothing else, this game kind of points out the fact that it was really impressive that in the PS1, kind of the exact same ambiance was conveyed with static angled pre-rendered backgrounds.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks wonderful, don't get me wrong. If this game does one thing absolutely right, it's its visual style. Oh, you gonna let me through, pal, or we can do this the hard way?
The thing is, this world is so nicely rendered that it's a shame it's wasted on Cloud's goofy-looking ass wandering through it.
Isn't it kind of weird, like, when the rest of the world seems to be populated with kind of hipster-looking but normal people? You get this, like, anime cosplay guy, like, walking through with his 10-foot sword.
Just ruining everything.
Yeah, right?
I'd have
Like,
accepted this as Cyberpunk, you know?
like they
but-
aren't looking at him not because, you know, he's just normal in this world, but because he's so abnormal, they don't want to deal
Hey,
with
it's
him.
President Shinra. Why is he on the train?
I can't stop thinking about it. The bomb I made shouldn't have
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
produced an
whoa! Easy on the
explosion
B
that big.
word in the
It
train,
doesn't
lady.
make any sense.
The explosion triggered
What
a reaction
bomb?
with the Mako.
You mean to tell me not one
Sephiroth
person
himself.
heard that?
That was my first guess.
They never do.
Shouldn't the reaction
Hey,
have
Cloud, that
fail-safes
bomb
for
I
both
made. I
items?
think I could have made that bomb better.
You mentioned invisible
Jesus.
enemies back there, right?
Right.
Next time, I need you to help me work on my bomb for when we bomb the reactor with a bomb. Jesus, Jesse, stop. Stop talking. We're all going to jail.
You're a good listener.
Yeah, so is everybody else in here.
Cloud just can't be bothered to show any emotion. He's like the Chuck Norris of this universe.
I don't know. Chuck Norris can emote when called
What
upon.
kind of maniacs would go so far as to bomb a reactor?
Did somebody say bomb? I love bombs.
Publicly, but I heard it was Avalanche's
Is that Jason Gordon-Levitt?
Really? Aren't they the
Huh,
terrorists
now I
who
can't
tried to
unsee
kill the
it.
president?
Or
Damn it.
whatever his name was that played Robin.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, whatever. He did the one movie and was supposed to get a spin-off and never got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was the whole like plan for like a Nightwing adaptation, and then I guess
Oh, no
it just
kidding.
never materialized, which is fine because
Yeah, no, that series ended at just the right time. I mean, it didn't exactly go out on its highest note, but I didn't think Dark Knight Rises overall was bad, though. I think it could have gotten bad if they made another one.
That explosion
wasn't my cup of tea, but yeah, I'll give you that. It's
It
it was a
wasn't-
good place
yeah.
to end that trilogy.
Right. It wasn't a it had its flaws in cinematography and narrative pacing, but you know, I've seen a lot sloppier movies there that went on to make 4 other movies.
But work together for peace and
You know,
prosperity.
Christopher Nolan was very clear that
That is
he
how civilized people change the world.
Christopher Nolan was very clear that he didn't want his trilogy in any way canonically linked with
Right.
Justice League's Batman.
Correct. Yeah. That part I heard. And for good reason. I mean, universe-wise, it just wouldn't fit.
It's what we believe. We all have to follow our conscience, don't we?
And then I wouldn't want, you know, my artistic vision to be linked with that franchise either.
I can't remember if it was Justice League or whatever, or Batman versus Superman, where he walks into the burned out Wayne Manor, and then you kind of realize that doesn't make any sense in context unless it is connecting it to the Nolan movies. But like I said, I don't remember which movie that was offhand.
Well, but by the third Nolan movie, he'd rebuilt Wayne Manor, right?
You might, yeah, I think you're right. Boy, that scene makes even less sense now, but
Well, on the plus side, at least he wasn't connecting it to the Nolan universe. Okay, so my fucking 7-pound chihuahua just like nuzzled my leg all of a sudden, and I had thought that he was in the bedroom
Fireworks?
with Sarah, and scared the living shit out of me.
I'm assuming nervous from fireworks, yeah?
Yeah, he's not liking
Yeah,
this.
I got all 80
though.
pounds of Rex sitting on my lap right now because there's fireworks going off outside.
Yeah.
Think of it as
I
an
know it. Come here,
initiation
Doge.
rite.
It's okay.
How many times do I have to tell you
Doge.
people? I'm not.
Doge.
There's
All
such a
right, he
thing
just
as
wants to lay
playing
there in the
too
corner.
hard
That's
to
fine.
get. So, here we've got a wireframe model of the great city of Midgar, complete with
This was
massive steel plates,
I'm glad they at least
300
retained this.
meters
This
above
was
ground
one of my favorite
level.
early
Top
scenes in the
stands
game
a
where they
shining
kind of
beacon
like
of civilization.
share the
whole
diagram of
system is
Midgar and
sustained
how
by
the
the
world
Mako
is laid out and
reactors,
everything.
which feed the insatiable
Mhm.
appetites of the public.
Yeah, they had some cool world building here. It's a
They
shame
did.
that it's completely
Yeah.
jettisoned after the first
Right here
act
is
for
the train's route. As you can
more
see,
familiar
it'll take us around
FF
this main
territory.
pillar.
Yeah, sure.
Look,
But I mean,
we're about
it's
halfway
still
through it now.
the
They've set up a
fact that
checkpoint
they
here to scan
did
the
something that
activities of all
ambitious to make its
passengers
entire
heading in and
opening
out.
act just like
Date of
one
birth, residential
tiny
status,
portion of the
criminal
overall world.
history.
That was pretty cool
All
for
that
its
and
time.
more is automatically cross-referenced in their database.
Oh yeah, no, that was great. I
Wouldn't have it
just
any other way.
my complaint is Acts 2 and 3 were just incredibly forgettable.
Yeah, there were some parts that weren't as like I said. FF7 is not really my favorite Final Fantasy, but
What'd I tell you?
I still acknowledge
little
that
faith.
for its time, it did things that no other JRPG had attempted before,
Relax.
and it looked gorgeous for an introduction to 3D Final Fantasy.
Well, I think we're essentially saying the same thing, because what made 7 cool and memorable was that really different first act where it was more
Midgar. Yeah.
modern.
Right.
And that's where it loses me, is when it starts looking like every other Final Fantasy in the second act.
Yeah, I guess my point...
Like, just stick with that.
Always works for me.
That's, I think, where we have a little bit of a split of opinion. I actually enjoyed some of the other, like, major set pieces of the FF7 world. Like, I really liked June, and I loved Gold Saucer. I thought Cosmo Canyon was a really unique place.
Yeah,
but you're right, there were some really
were,
forgettable ones, too.
Yeah, there were cool ideas, but as an overall world, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, it was kind of a mishmash. That's true.
Like, you can throw the Honeybee Inn and Gold Saucer somewhere in Midgar as different parts of the city. Like, you know, there's ways you could have, Junon had its charms, but again, Midgar was just such an interesting little kind of area.
You're right, yeah, for sure.
Like straight out of like the Neuromancer.
And who can forget Dinosaur fucking Village?
Oh, wasn't it literally called like Boneville or something?
Bone Village, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But you literally had to halt your progress for 15 minutes to play this stupid nebulous minigame where you have to detonate bombs, which just makes the screen flash so bright to hurt your eyes, and then pick up a random item to proceed. That was bad. I also wasn't crazy about the Temple of the Ancients. I think they tried to do something neat there with the dungeons, but it was just so dragged out with chasing that weird little wizard creature. That was... and it all looked like an MC Escher painting.
Remember when Cloud was having PTSD and he was in a wheelchair for 3 hours?
I do remember that. You know, one thing that you may enjoy, then I kind of get the feeling that this game, or at least the sequel to this game, may jettison that part altogether.
Well, I think the fan reaction was so strong they don't know what they're going to do, because I think they wanted to... I think was that they said they were going to try to mix things up, and they mixed things up, and it sucked, and they're like, no, we're gonna adhere to the game, but
if you look at the ending of this game, that's not really an option anymore, which you'll see in just 10 more short episodes.
It never happened. You know?
Say that again?
They can just pretend it never happened.
Well, but that's the thing, though. Apparently, and you and I will be seeing this for the first time together, the ending of this version, the PS5 port, they actually add on to the ending, and it's like they knuckle down on it. They double down on Zack being alive, apparently.
Oh, the double down, huh?
Yep.
See, this stuff here is neat. I like this.
Yeah, this is cool.
Hell it is.
This is where I give the game a lot of credit, where they do more to build the world of Midgar.
I tear them down and they're back up inside of an hour. Like I've got nothing better to do.
In fact, in this part here, for the next probably 2 or 3 episodes, we're going to be on a little interesting diversion here, because whereas in the original game, you get to this part, you meet Tifa, you go to sleep, and then you go straight to the next reactor. Here you get kind of like a side story where you delve more into the slum itself and the Avalanche group.
Why? Okay, I can understand the stupid ghost.
I can't.
Why is he envisioning metal rebarb falling on his head? That's not a ghost.
So apparently those
Oh god, he can see the future?
Yeah, when you come into contact with those things, they show you the canon way that the story is supposed to proceed. And I have no defense of that. It's just stupid.
I don't remember that from the game.
So Cloud is seeing glimpses of, like, the pillar is supposed to fall at some point.
Again, this just brings me back to my question: who is this game aimed at? People who've played it or people who haven't?
I don't know.
Because if you haven't, all that is going to be lost on you.
It's such a mixed, flawed, but fun experience. I'm still torn on this. I probably won't be able to render like a full verdict on it until, you know, the whole experience is finally released, you know, on my deathbed.
Chris, it's not a proposal of peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis. It's a game. For
as long as they're taken with it, you would think it is.
It's It's a $60 game, Chris. Don't think too hard on it.
Yeah, but I mean, no, I'm just saying, I can't tell you overall, like, how I actually feel about the remake, because so much of that is still up in the air. And they're waiting, you know, if they show this at the Tokyo Game Show this year with a release date set for 2022, which is highly unlikely, I mean, is it really their plan to continuously go, like, 3 or so years in between entries to this one game?
Well, hey, it's been 3 years since Elder Scrolls 6 was announced, and I think Todd Howard just got around to thinking about making it, so, you know.
We've almost settled on a theme.
Where'd you get that? I can't remember the last time I saw a real one. Huh?
Sup, baby?
How sweet.
You
When
want to
did
get
you
your
get
head in
so
the clouds,
thoughtful?
if you know what I mean?
Guy can change. It has been 5 years.
Giggity.
Huh?
Wouldn't it be great if
You know,
I changed
usually
Cloud's
I don't
personality? He's like
go
just-
for that, but that was, you outdid yourself with that one,
Come
Chris.
on.
That was good.
Wouldn't it be great if they just made him Quagmire from Family Guy? Oh!
Side note, Tifa looks good in this game.
Yeah.
Don't you
A little
worry
too
about
good.
all that silliness. Daddy's here and he's not
Looks
gonna
far
leave.
better than her model in the original.
Now turn that thing off and let's get you to bed, huh? Yeah,
I guess
you
apparently
might.
the ethics department specifically said they had to do something about Tifa's chest size in this game, which
Do you mind
I'm
keeping Marlene
fully
company
fine with
until I'm
because
done
she
with
looks like an
this?
actual human
Yeah,
being in this
it looks
game.
like
Yeah,
she's
you.
able to walk in this version. Still not how I would dress as a bartender, but, you know.
Well, I mean,
Or a martial
Maybe.
artist.
What the hell you
Barrett.
think you're doing scaring my daughter like that?
Yes, that's what happened.
seats to scare her further by punching man.
Yeah, right.
That's right, honey.
Stop,
I do
he's
say that.
already dead.
What a good girl you are remembering Daddy's lessons. You know what else?
There's something
good
off-putting
girls
about
do?
the child.
They go to bed on time. Come on.
You ever notice how all the black guys in Final Fantasy are all the same stereotype? Stereotype?
Alright,
You've said
but
this
just
before, and I
once.
completely disagree. Like, the only other one that I can even think of is Saz from 13, and he's nothing like Barrett.
I'm still
Wasn't
waiting
it the
on
same thing of a guy just trying to take care of his single child?
Yeah, but...
About that.
Okay, fine.
Ex-military or
Prove
some
me-
such?
Outside.
I still think Barrett's more of like a Mr. T parody, whereas Saz is just kind of a down on his luck dad.
Daddy, did the people who died all return
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
planet?
yeah.
Of course.
But then Saz was also in a borderline unplayable game, so, you know, not as many people really got to know him.
Before we get on to money, there's an empty apartment in a place just down the road. It's nothing fancy.
Is this how I'm getting paid?
I was thinking
Because that's not what I agreed to, but I accept.
Yeah, at what point do I get paid?
So you wouldn't even have to pay rent. Sound good?
Sure does.
She's wearing like
Thanks.
$80,000 worth of materia on her wrist, and she's like trying to explain why she can't pay him.
That was chaotic.
Sorry for dragging you into all this. It was wrong.
I mean, the stuff that you're wearing all over literally confers upon you the power of magic, and you're telling me you
Don't worry
can't
about me.
come up with 2,000 gil?
Try not to.
Go kill a few
Always
fucking
happy to
rabbits
stick
out in
with
the
the sugar.
wild in this world.
Wait, why don't I do that?
Why didn't I just do that instead of waste all my time blowing up an entire city?
Maybe not enough for them.
Would this game have been better or worse if it had just been its own
You're not
thing?
exactly
Like, I'm
a
kind of
people
really
person.
taken with how this world works. It almost feels like a waste to have done all this work just to remake Final Fantasy VII.
Hmm. Yeah, it is kind
I
of neat.
saw
Like,
Sector
like
8
you're
on
right. I would
news.
like to see a
It was
li-
like a war
like them
zone.
do an
The
even
news
more
is just another
explorable
shimmer mouthpiece.
cityscape
Yeah.
in a Final
Spread
Fantasy.
whatever
That would be
lies
kind of
Shimmer
neat.
tells 'em to.
So, it wasn't that bad?
Though to
It
be
was.
fair, I mean, if all you wanted was Midgar, then this game delivers that. I mean, you get
And here
40
we
to
are,
60
good old
hours of,
Stargazer Heights.
you know,
You're on
seeing
the
the
second
city
floor.
and
Yeah,
exploring it.
yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Room
I guess
201
maybe
here
it
is
just,
where I
the
sleep.
turn-off comes
Don't
when
have
you
time for much
realize
else,
they're
what
just
with
counting
7th
down the
Avenue
hours
now.
until Kate Sith
Not
shows
even
up with
time
his
to
goofy
decorate.
ass and completely blows the tone of the game.
Right?
Here's your room, 202. Don't worry, I already told the landlady.
I
about
scrubbed the
you.
urine off the bed for you.
You're gonna have to share the
Yes.
room with Ethan Mars.
Oh, I mean,
He's,
I told
he's
her
not
I had a
doing
friend
so great
looking
these
for a
days.
place to stay. Was that too
Came in the
much?
other day.
No,
pinky was all bandaged
fine.
up like it'd been cut
And
off.
this?
That one's, know what? It's getting late.
Don't worry
I'll
about
introduce
him.
you tomorrow.
So there's a funny story about the door to Cloud's apartment here. In the PS4 version of this game, it straight up didn't render. So you had like these hyper realistic looking textures all around, and then just this like Nintendo
It's a
64
little
door.
bare, but should be enough to get
And they
you
couldn't
free.
fix it until they came out with
If
the
you want
PS5
anything
version.
else, we can always get it.
Like, look it up. It's actually kind of hilarious.
You guys owe me 2,000, remember?
I do. And we
And that's why I brought you here.
Especially
Giggity.
since this was
Yeah,
your first
this
job
looked
for
like
us,
it was
but-
going certain places.
It did, didn't it?
Sorry. We spent the rest preparing for the mission.
We spent
That
the rest
really
on
is it.
celebration weed.
But not for long.
You can smoke
I'm
some if you
collecting
want.
money for filters
I won't tell
tomorrow, so I
nobody.
can pay you after.
You guys need to get an accountant.
And-
All right,
Yeah,
this
really.
is unacceptable.
Of course. as
The
long
little
as you
girl is
help,
the
that
accountant.
is.
He's
Wait,
playing with Monopoly
And I
money.
have to pay you for that too. Never mind.
No, 2,000's enough. That's what we agreed on, so... that'll
I
be
feel
the
like if
price.
I
With what you
agree to
gave me,
anything more with
that'd
you
be
guys, I'm just going to
1,500.
keep not getting paid. So
You're
just,
the
just
best.
give me what you have and we'll call it a deal.
To cut
I'll
my
see you bright
losses.
and
That's,
early at
yeah,
tomorrow
that's
then.
right.
Thanks again for everything. Sleep tight.
At this point, it dawns on Cloud that this isn't leading to anything lecherous, and he just gets really deeply sad.
Has he got 2 urinals in his room?
I think one's supposed to be a closet, but I couldn't tell
One's
you.
a
'cause-
shower, maybe? I don't
Yeah, that could be.
know. I know
Hey-
exactly where this is going.
Were you thinking, Nick, that it had been 5 minutes too long since we saw Sephiroth for no reason?
No, they wouldn't do that.
I wish I were kidding.
They wouldn't do that.
See, again, this goes back and forth between I love it and what the fuck are they thinking?
Oh, I was really hoping he'd like walk out in like a parallel like universe of some kind.
Right.
You know, like everything was weird. It was like a Scarecrow-esque dream sequence.
Well, now, listen to this, right? Do you hear, like, the sounds of indigestion?
Yes, but I thought that was me.
No, that's this game. But for some reason,
You okay in there?
I'll just let you watch.
Coming in.
Oh, was it going to be Johnny from Metal Gear?
Nope. No, it's what I promised you. I just can't even describe how stupid it is. Also, that was great.
Oh,
The game just remembered that there are physics. Seriously.
that would have been a great scene if it hadn't been in service of more Sephiroth masturbation.
I know. And I kind of
That's hilarious.
I kind of get the feeling they're like trying to make him this like creepy, ominous presence, but it doesn't work. This is just dumb. I mean, I remember these guys from the original, and this is...
I had no idea what these things were because the graphics were so bad. I thought they were like serpent men.
Oh, the dudes with the robes? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
I
are
guess they were all
Sephiroth clones, which is why you saw Sephiroth there.
Marco,
But,
this is his apartment.
you know,
He's
like,
had a
why
few
not
problems,
leave it
but he's
kind of
not a bad
mysterious
guy.
as to what they
The
are
lady
until
asked me
later?
to check on him now and
I
then
don't
to make
know.
sure he's okay.
Because everybody
Can I
knows.
ask
Oh,
you
he's one of
to
the
do the same?
49ers.
Sure.
I was the quarterback, damn it. He took everything from me.
He's here because he played for 2 years as a pro, got a concussion, and then the MFL just booted him right out.
Right?
That's the mid-gear football league.
Do you realize what sleeping in one piece of shoulder armor would do to your posture?
You really can only sleep in one position.
Oh my god, but wouldn't that just like wreck your neck and your shoulder and your upper back?
Yeah, it would really attack your back and wreck your neck.
I can't rhyme any other things. I'm trying so hard right now. This is a
really
cool spot.
displace your face.
So this is something kind of neat. You never saw Midgar really in the day in the original
Yeah, I was
game.
gonna say pan back. This is neat.
It is impressive. They did a cool thing here.
I almost feel like that's a pre-rendered background, but I
It
know
is.
that's impossible.
No,
Really?
it is. So after a certain point, like there's a part where the render fades into a background texture, but they did a way to light it. They did something to light it dynamically, so it's like a pre-rendered texture over a flat surface like wire model,
Oh.
so the light is behaving realistically off of it. So it's a neat visual trick. And there's your favorite thing. He walks down the steps like a human.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well,
I was getting
you
ready to
must be
comment
proud.
about, boy, the independent leg movement
I'm
looks
Laurel,
great.
your
The
landlady.
game passes Nick's test of graphical fidelity. Also, Doge.
From up on
Yeah, I
high.
was gonna say. Also, there's a
I've
dog.
been around.
Also, there's a
Doggos.
very good
No
boy.
matter. All kinds come through with all kinds of reasons. If you ever need
So
an
does
earbed,
getting to
I'll
pet the
lend you
dog
mine.
fall
Can
in
be
with
about
the
anything,
price, or?
even Tifa.
What sheet
You don't have to pay me if I can pet your dog.
The granddaughter I never had, and if you hurt her, I'll take it out of your hide. You hear me?
Oh
Doubtful,
yes, we
ma'am.
needed a sassy older
Good.
lady.
Now you'd best get a move on to 7th
Is her
Heaven.
hair,
She's got a
like,
head start
breathing?
on you,
I
and
was
then
gonna say
some.
thank you for like letting Cloud not have the most ridiculous hair in the game now. Who's a good boy,
Don't let you pet the dog.
No.
Oh well.
but he's still being a good boy with really creepy eyes.
All dogs have those creepy eyes. Look at that blank stare.
He's just happy to be alive.
Gravy train, gravy train, gravy train.
Right. Bacon, 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 bacon. Yeah, it's bacon. You remember that commercial?
Oh yes, I remember the bacon commercials. Hey, anyways, going back to what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
No, the Pixel Perfect remakes were not what I was referring to in big Final Fantasy news.
Oh, really? What do you got?
Have you heard about Final Fantasy IX?
No. Tell
Yeah,
me.
it's a great game.
No,
You
it's
should
good
play
news.
it. It's weird news. It's getting an animated series.
What?
Everyone I know
It's getting an animated series for kids,
What?
and it's being made by a French animation company.
What?
Just kind of digest that for a moment. It's,
I
it's
can't.
a lot to
Like
take
my
in.
body's rejecting it.
I don't even know.
I mean, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. But of all the random things you could have just said, like
Yeah,
you could
I
have
know,
told me like
right?
spin-off sequel for mobile phones, I would have bought it. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, it's weird, but it's like, okay, cool, all right, do that.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I never quite pictured Nine as a kid show with the subject matter that it deals with, but you know
Yeah.
what? Back when I was a kid, TV shows didn't talk down to their audiences
yeah.
either.
I was going to
so-
say if the Ninja Turtles could say damn, and if Harry Potter could teach us how to cope with death, then I'm more than willing to watch Saturday mornings at On.
if GI Joe could deal with the horrors of Vietnam, and if Optimus Prime could teach us about loss and death, then yeah, why not?
Oh, my personal favorite, Sonic the Hedgehog, teaching us what to do if we get molested at school.
Yes, remember, tell a teacher.
Because that's not cool.
Or pretend it's your teacher. I can't quite.
Yeah, I can't remember how that panned out
I'm a
either.
salesman. I'm a
Like,
soldier.
are the adults the
why
bad
no one
guys, or are
refused
the
to pay.
adults the ones that we're supposed
What
to
do you
tell?
say?
Or
Well, the only reason that stuff was in there is so that they can get their prime time slot, so they can say, "Oh, this is educational TV."
yeah, right.
Great.
No, that's why all those shows like GI Joe and Mighty Max had a quick 30-second blurb that pretended to be educational, because then you could classify it as educational programming.
And then, of course, there was Knuckles Says, which was deemed too obscene for daytime television.
I'm guessing there's stuff you need to buy.
Fun fact:
And don't
I
worry,
lost a lot of money that
we'll make a
year.
difference after. Barrett's out making his rounds too.
Nick, should we ever like actually attempt to play Knuckles Chaotix on this channel, just for like 1 or 2 episodes? Just
I've actually played Knuckles Chaotix with
oh, so have I.
Hey there.
my brother. That's the one with the ring thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that game felt borderline unplayable.
it is. It's not borderline unplayable. It's unplayable. It's bad, but I don't know. It seems to me like the kind of thing that we could do just to like let Knuckles have an entire episode to explain what happened.
Well, there you go. Or Sonic Mania, I suppose.
Well, Sonic Mania is a great game, and yes, we absolutely can and should play that one.
Suppose I could take a look.
Wait, so Cloud's in charge of collections?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we're literally shaking people down. Well, you have literally nothing I need.
Okay, well, with the money Tifa gave you, you can buy a Phoenix Down and, like, a potion.
Right?
That goes for you too, Tifa.
We'll see you around, okay? And let us know when your filter next needs changing.
What?
Can I ask what this guy uses in his hair? Because I kind of feel like I need it. I mean, like,
My
sure,
guess is,
Cloud is an anime protagonist, but this guy's just like a regular dude with great hair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably
he's kind of
like-
really the unsung hero of this game.
Probably like Chocobo lard or something.
Yeah,
You know.
right.
All the items you could want, straight from the
Choco
place.
Lube.
He's a
Wait, that
regular.
sounds wrong.
Stock up here
Yeah,
and
that's
he
why I
might
went with
throw in a
lard.
freebie or
Yeah.
two.
Who puts lard in
You,
their hair?
maybe.
Well,
You use what you
could
can
try
get in
being a
this
little
post-apocalyptic world.
To get free shit?
A fun fact, I have read recently that olive oil is great for men with
Our
thinning
next stop
hair.
is
So I'm,
Stargazer Heights.
It is.
slapping that on.
It's
like
also
there's
good
no
for
tomorrow.
adding body
Just better.
and silkiness.
Then
Yeah.
you know what to expect.
I used to put olive
Remember,
oil in my
she's a
hair,
good friend of Avalanche.
and it
so
became
be
too much of a
nice.
pain in the neck.
Please.
Badoom.
Well, I wasn't really trying with that, but hey, a rat.
Yeah, multiple rats. These people just don't seem concerned. Yeah, disease-ridden
No.
vermin.
Your concern is when there are no rats in a town. That's when you need to get afraid.
when the rats vacate,
So,
probably not the best.
Yeah, so,
Hey, Marl.
You want me to knock a teeth in, boss? Cloud, no, wait.
Tifa, my dear girl. Oh, what's he doing here?
I'm here for my money, bitch. Cloud just started dropping
Cloud's
F-bombs.
helping me with collections.
You
Whoa,
better
whoa,
take
Cloud,
care
Cloud,
of her.
easy. No,
I'm
you
pretty
said
good
we're
at
here for
taking
money.
care of
I'm gonna
myself.
get your money.
That
How much
I
better
do.
would this game be if it
Still
was like
better him than you.
Grand Theft Auto-esque,
Charm,
where like
wit,
you just turn
big
Cloud
sword,
loose in the
no
city
skill.
and just have him do whatever in a
skills.
sandbox?
And he can
Be
steal
nice.
cars and shit.
He could steal cars,
best.
do jobs for rival
You're looking
gangs.
awfully glum. Are you getting
Solicit
That's a much more
prostitutes.
interesting
a
game.
good long rest will cure anything, I tell you.
A tried and
It would
true
change
lesson
the
for life on
tone
the
a
ground
little
floor.
bit,
Am I
but-
right?
I'm
That
fine with
you
that.
know.
It would just blame it on the
Now,
ghost. Is
you're
Yeah,
mine.
right. Square said they
Thanks,
wanted to
Mom.
mix it up.
You take care of yourself.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
What wouldn't you do, just out of curiosity?
yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't sound like it leaves us a whole lot of
Yeah,
restrictions.
I was gonna say. I mean, if you're spending
She
your
helps get me
retirement
set
years
up
down
every
here,
day.
clearly you've made
You
some
Been here a
not
while
great
now?
decisions.
5 years.
Yeah,
give or
she
take.
bought Dogecoin after Elon Musk
Never
tweeted
mind
about it.
that.
Right.
We've got to get you your money. Last stop is the weapons store.
Trains don't start moving again. We're gonna have enough food and other goods.
Don't try anything.
I gotta be honest though, no matter how many times Elon Musk insists on opening his mouth, I still kind of want to drive a Tesla.
That last filter didn't do shit.
I figure
We're
one of
so
these
sorry
days.
about that. Hopefully
but,
this one will work
yeah.
better.
Well, the nice thing
Not
is,
anytime soon at those prices.
yeah, I was gonna say right now the nice thing is I'm driving a car that is completely paid off, so I'm gonna run that into the ground as hard as I can. And I figure every year that passes between now and when I do invest in a Tesla is one more year they actually figure out how to make them decent cars. So
Or get in some decent charging stations.
Yeah,
You
right.
probably have more options than we do here in
it's
town.
exactly one of those things that you just described. The longer you wait to buy a Tesla, the
Wow.
better Tesla you're gonna
When
get.
will Barrett be back with the rest?
Before we
Or
open
you'll
up,
let the
It'll be
rest
a
of the
while,
auto
but
industry
so-
catch up to them on the
What do you wanna
principle of
do?
electronic vehicles
Don't really
and
know.
Yep.
In
GM's
that
getting
case-
closer.
yeah,
I've got a
exactly, and
suggestion.
you'll get a better car for
Wanna
less
hear it?
money. So
if
I'm
you're
willing to wait
serious
for that
about
too.
becoming a merc,
Is that
then
a
you're going to
child
need to
in the
start making
crosshairs?
It really looks
It's
like
not
it.
what you
Like
want to
That
it's
is-
it's not
no?
the head of a fully grown man, that's for sure.
Another
Yeah,
lesson
it
for life on the
is.
ground floor.
I have questions.
Connections get you jobs. Jobs build your rep. And more
Yeah, that's how
rep
Grand
gets
Theft
you
Auto
better
works.
Yeah, right.
How do I start?
Tifa's like introducing him to the seedy
Why don't you
underbelly of
help
the
the
city.
neighborhood? They're mostly volunteers.
But she's doing it with
they
like this
know
really
people.
upbeat, like sexy,
Yeah.
spunky attitude. You
Didn't see
know,
anybody
Cloud,
at the office.
Cloud just thinks, "Hey, it's my childhood friend." No, she's like
Just San Andreas all over. you.
Yeah,
So
she's
what's your
like
name?
literally
Cloud
in-
James?
yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
right.
call you CJ.
that is absolutely the head of a child.
Yeah. How weird.
Look at these sociopaths just here in this gun store. I'll be damned.
We gotta do something about the monsters on Scrap Boulevard.
So Nick, what game on the horizon are you looking forward to?
Hey, Cloud.
They're just sitting back in the back of this shop with guns, like they're
Right?
What is this neighborhood?
This reminds me of Kitchen Confidential, where Anthony Bourdain took that job where they were assembling machine guns in
at the
in
Eastern
back of the-
Like restaurant. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Those are my
Assembling
favorite
machine
lines from that
parts
whole
of
book. He goes, I walk into the back and they're assembling machine guns, so I figure, what the hell? I started cooking.
No one will hire him. Thought if he joined
That
the
job
Lodge, he
lasted
could get
about
his
a
name
month.
out there.
That would work for everybody.
God, if there's one person I'm
Really use your help.
there's one celebrity that I am legitimately bummed out that they passed, especially in the violent way that he did. That's the one.
What about your
Robin
sword?
Williams?
I could
Or
run it for you.
no,
No,
Anthony
but believe,
Bourdain.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Robin Williams was certainly a tragedy, but I didn't have any like I wouldn't describe myself as like a Robin Williams fan. Like I legitimately enjoyed Anthony Bourdain's writing and television.
Yeah. He, yes.
And like
I-
when
I
he
guess
died, I felt
the-
like he had more to say.
All set.
Yes, that's essentially where I was going to go with that.
Yeah.
His work was more important to you. I got it.
Yeah. And like I said, I thought Robin Williams was a fine comedian and a funny man, and but yeah,
Between him
like
and
I
Lodge,
wasn't hit
Was,
as
was
hard
more
by
relevant
that
to
one.
you when you were 10.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I just wasn't hit as hard by that as I was Anthony Bourdain because, like you said, I just enjoyed his work so much.
Scrap Boulevard. Good hunting.
Hey, Cloud, I'll come with.
No.
We're literally going out to beat up some poor animals.
know the way,
Just trying to make a living outside of the city.
Lead on.
Sure thing. I know these streets better than anyone.
And I don't mind killing animals with my bare hands.
God, she emotes the hell out of everything.
I know.
And then Cloud just stands there like a fucking Eastern Island statue.
Nick, if she didn't do that, she wouldn't be waifu material.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, where are you going to put your efforts? I mean,
Who wants to see Cloud bounce around?
Cloud is essentially going to be running like this the entire game. He's essentially just a floating sword.
He is.
Here's Scrap Boulevard.
Here's Scrap Boulevard. Fine, let's kill.
And the more we pile up, the more
I know it says goal, but if you look at it in passing, it kind of looks like it says God.
It's your morality meter.
And there's our first challenge.
Welcome to Pandora, Vault Hunter.
I just killed like an entire militia full of armed soldiers, and you want to see how good I can beat to death garbage crabs?
Yeah, this is not the time for you to start killing level 2 rats.
Right?
Hello.
Let's keep at it.
Interestingly enough, they are more challenging than these soldiers. Guess that's neither here nor there.
All right.
The hell was that, Teeth? How did she do that? I thought she was the bad guy there for a second. Did you see her sorcery her way into the battlefield?
She just appeared in a cloud of smoke.
Like, they don't even acknowledge that. Like, you're not going to explain how the hell you can do that, Teeth? See, she just did it
Nope.
again.
Nope.
Why?
Get ready.
She even brings her own dry ice with her.
Right?
I see you.
I'm just going to let her kill it.
She's like the villain from Ninja Half.
Right? Wait, Ninja Half. What's that one?
Oh, that's like an old 80s anime.
Oh, okay.
You too.
I like how I agreed with you like I just knew what I was talking about and then remembered I didn't.
I realized you were probably just brushing it off.
No. I mean, like, I got the context of what you were saying. Like, of course, anime villains can do that for no real reason, but...
Oh no, he would literally bring his own dried ice with him. It was like kind of like a spoof series.
That was his thing, huh?
He would literally bring his own dry ice to his evil speeches.
That is awesome. Oh,
That's that.
I kind of want to watch that now.
All right.
Nick, what is your favorite retro anime?
They won't stay gone for long.
Oh, Ronin
Of
Warriors.
course not.
Ronin?
Don't even have to think about it.
Folks will be
Or
grateful
Samurai
for the peace and
Troopers,
quiet
depending
in
on
the
which
meantime.
title you go with.
A win's
Nice.
a win, you know?
I recently rewatched that a few months ago. Hadn't realized how formative it was to me, having watched that at 7 years old.
So you're gonna hate me for this. I fully admit I have not watched either of those. In the 90s, I was.
It's the same series.
Say that again.
It's the same series.
Oh,
just two
okay.
different names depending on the
Oh.
localization.
Gotcha. Okay. So I admit I completely have not watched it. In the 90s, I was super into Ranma 1/2 and Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh yeah, Rurouni Kenshin is or Samurai X, if you will, is my
Yes.
close second, and it's much better written. Ronin Warriors was basically the male version of Sailor Moon 3 years before Sailor Moon ever came out.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very standard. We have an enemy who needs beaten. We need to learn how to increase our friendship so we can become stronger to then fight
Nice.
someone stronger and gain more friendship. And yeah, but it was great though. The
Gain
villains
more
were just
friendship.
awesome.
Well, at least we have our episode title. Let's gain more
Gain
friendship.
more friendship. Friendship obtained.
That's literally what we're doing right now in this game too. They're adding on to these characters, and we're gaining more friendship.
Already?
That series has my favorite villain line of all time.
What's that?
Breaks the first wall, and this the fourth wall, and it was like from 1987, I think.
Before Dio ever tried to do it.
What was it? One of the henchmen is talking to the main villain Tulpa, and he's like, "Well, what if they try to use their white armor of Inferno against us? We wouldn't stand a chance." And then the main villain's response is, "Oh, they never use any of their weapons to their full potential. Why would they start now?"
Why would they start now?
For you. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
true.
always love that. I love that. Just kind of calling out the nuttiness
Yeah, right.
of like,
That-
"Oh, you're
that's some-
right."
That's some final season shit. They're not gonna do that.
Just open with your strongest attack. No, they never do that. So it's like why Ichigo never. It's like why Vegeta never opens with the Spirit Bomb or
Right.
Goku or whatever.
Oh,
But
that's
anyways,
funny.
yeah. Your favorite retro anime was I didn't know much about Ranma Half, but I did watch all of Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, cool. Ranma 1/2 was a straight up comedy.
That was the guy who could transform into a girl, right?
Yeah, well, not could
Okay.
transform, like involuntarily against his will fell into a cursed spring, and whenever he gets hit with cold water, he becomes a girl.
I was about to say, doesn't he turn into a girl every time he gets wet? But I thought,
Yes.
no, that sounds like a porno.
And there were some parts of it that were kind of ecky, which I didn't really understand as a child.
Well, I'm surprised we even were able to catch them. Wouldn't that have been censored right out?
Well, so the VHS tapes were largely uncensored. None of it was
yes.
like super gratuitous, but at the same time, like there were certain episodes I knew I couldn't watch while my dad was around.
Right. It would have taken too much time to explain.
Right, but what I really liked about the show was the characters. I mean, they had some just fantastic, colorful characters in that one.
Strangely enough, I own a Super Nintendo Ranma Half fighting game.
Yes.
And I had no context. I just knew there was a man fighting a panda.
Yep. That's all you
amongst
needed to
other
know.
things.
I didn't give you that one, did I?
No, I got this, like, one of my parents bought it for me at a store closure of Video
Nice.
Connection. I'm like, what's this?
Because
I mean,
that's
thank
one
you, I'll
of
take it.
the missing pieces from the collection I think my brother sold while I was away at school.
Well, I know what you're getting for your birthday.
Nice. You're my boy, Nick. By the way, I still have like 2 Christmas presents and a birthday present for you.
I know, it's just so difficult to get out of town for 3 days.
Get your ass to Bloomington is all I'm saying. Okay, I guess we just did a whole loop around this, the circle here. That's all right.
What's gonna happen to Midgar?
That landlady.
Midgar's gonna be fine.
Why do you ask?
I hope you will continue to help me
Oh,
gather
here's a
vital
new
information
character.
for my
His
research.
name is literally Chadley.
What?
I
I
know.
look forward to receiving
What?
all of your future battle
So
intel
he gives
solutions.
me a whole bunch of side quests that it's basically like optional bosses and other things that I can do for like some of the best gear in the game. They're called VR missions. I have not
Yeah,
yet.
this is how you fight Bahamut. Okay, yeah. That's
Yes,
right.
I have not yet beaten him in this version of the game. So that'll be something that maybe we try together in the last
I look forward to
episode.
receiving all of your future battle intel submissions.
Shut up, Chadley.
Fuck off, Chadley.
Nobody
Hey,
likes
that
you,
is a
Chadley.
man's man.
Actually,
Hi, Weimer.
I wanted to introduce you to an old friend of mine.
You can tell he's manly
This is
because of
Rob.
his beard.
He's a merc.
You don't say. Well, we're always on the lookout for experience.
Why does Tifa keep moving like she's literally at a cosplay convention?
Right?
For the right price.
Because
She
is.
moves and acts like a Tifa cosplayer.
If it's a challenge,
This is weird. And
You're not
hello,
wrong.
guy with the machine gun in the background.
Right?
Prove yourself with these
Like,
jobs, and I'll see if I
You're
can't
absolutely
find
right.
you
Like,
some
for as
more.
great as they developed this
Thanks.
world, it's now, like, nakedly apparent that Cloud and his friends don't belong in it.
This is not as jarring as Final Fantasy
You were the
13,
first to
but
get the
boy,
data I
it's
requested.
close.
Here's the rest of your
It gets
payment.
by on its
I
charm.
have
Yeah,
developed new
right.
materia. Would you like to see it? I plan to develop
Like,
more
these
materia in
people
the
are gonna
future.
give this psychopath
Together,
with the
we can
spiky
harness
hair and a
enough
giant
power to
sword
take down
work?
Shinra.
I mean,
I'll keep preparing more battle intel reports, which I hope
how
you
is
will
that
assist
scarf
me in
attached to you,
completing.
young man?
What scarf? That's a butterfly.
Is that a butterfly?
I mean, I assume that's the least stupid
Could
answer.
be you found your calling.
Oh yes. So I already. So
Was alright,
there's
I guess.
there's a little bit of
Job as an opportunity.
what's the word I'm looking for here? Like disillusionment, I guess. Like where you oh, cognitive dissonance. I already did those side quests and they're completed in his mission. So now Tifa's congratulating me on the job well done.
Maybe not so
Oh, okay.
Because I did
see.
them in my previous game.
Oh, Barrett should have finished collecting his share of the money by now. So what do you want to do?
I
Head
heard
back to
share of the
bar?
monkey.
Share of the monkey.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I
we could
assumed
still
that
do
was
the
like
rat
a
problem
local
quest.
term.
Okay, there's some other side quests. I'm not gonna trouble you too much with those unless there's any you really want to see. Because while
I'm
they do,
assuming they're just filler.
they do flesh the world out a little bit, but yes, they are also filler. Like
Yeah,
they
I mean, I'm
do-
sure they're, unless it's anything groundbreaking.
No.
We do need to keep this episode under 100 episodes.
Right. They basically just take you to different parts of the slums and you kill different wild animals. You also find some cats.
Oh, cats.
Yeah, cats. And whatever the hell's going on here.
Yeah, I thought this was like a riot or something.
I hope he's okay. That's odd.
At first I thought they were going to do something horrible to Barrett, but then it's just Johnny.
I do not remember Johnny.
Well, that's because Johnny was in the original game for a grand total of like 2 seconds, but they needed a zany side character.
Shut up, punk. Or what, huh? Screw you.
What's going on? Somebody went and stole some blasting native from a Shinra warehouse.
Oh, so basically he's getting punished for something Avalanche did.
It's because of the
So you have to
reactor,
intervene.
I could be wrong, but something tells me they're not gonna settle for just roughing him up this time.
We've got to save him, Cloud.
Is he Avalanche?
No. He doesn't really know what we do. But he has his suspicions.
He's just kind of a harmless idiot.
He's a talker.
Oh.
Well,
Actually,
collateral. Oh,
I was
he's gonna
gonna say.
squeal
Maybe I should go
like a
alone.
pig.
I'm coming.
He's a talker. Maybe we just let them
It's the least I
do
can
what they're going to do to him then?
Lead on.
Thanks. Come on.
Cloud is under the impression he has to get there first and kill him
Right. Before they can learn his
before
secrets.
they can get him to talk. No, we're gonna rescue him. Oh, I thought you wanted him silenced.
You're not going to believe this, but that's actually the direction this goes for just a second.
Well, of course, just a second. Oh, they're just over there. How convenient.
Like literally, you're not wrong. That is what Cloud thinks is about to go down.
That's more of a Commander Shepard thing, huh?
Yeah. And I kind of wish they had shown a little more of that side of Cloud in this, because I think that's
No.
way more interesting than what we get.
Han can't shoot first.
Apparently not. But this is the closest he comes to being a bad guy, and for the rest of the game, he's just everybody's best friend. For no real reason.
Yeah, we should jump them now. We've killed like 20 of these men.
Right? Why is this even a problem? Ugh. I love how it's one of those things where the villains are like spilling all of their dirty secrets out of earshot.
I swear. All he had to do was keep his mouth shut.
Yep.
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 Anyway, you distract the officers and I'll
I agree completely.
figure something out.
I just want to see him photoshopped with like Bill, Hank, and Boomhauer to his
Yup.
left and right. Sipping
Right.
beer. Yep.
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 Oh, by the way,
Why
all
are we
the save points are now benches.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why we just didn't like go 20 feet that way and solve the problem.
I do like how they kept the like save point logo on them though. That's kind of funny.
Did you know that in Back to the Future?
Let him go.
Never mind.
Back to the Future, what?
The cavalry?
In Back to the Future, when they come back from the past, there's like a hobo sleeping on a bench. And it has the California Raisins on it. I guess California Raisins got really upset that they had a homeless guy in the movie sleeping on their bench.
Oh,
And they were
for
like,
real?
yeah,
That's
we want
fucked
our
up.
money back from that advertisement.
Oh my god. That's heinous. Fucking California
Oh.
racist
Oh,
raisins.
right, you're over leveled here. That's right. Okay.
So, is it over? Yo!
Oh, it's about to be over, Johnny.
What now?
This is the part I was telling you about.
He's a talker.
Seriously, Cloud's about to end this.
Yes, do it.
You're not gonna. Hold up! Wait! Don't do it, man!
Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
Live
totally do it.
And get the hell out of town.
You got it, boss. You ain't never gonna see my face again.
By the way, we see him for the next 20 hours.
Are you sure about this? It's a big risk.
I know.
How do you know to open the gate? He's
It's
blindfolded.
fine.
You just hear him impale himself.
I really thought there was gonna be like some deadpan comedy where like he hits
No
the fence post and falls over, but
Nope.
Cloud. You're scaring me.
Really, Tifa? Because he's not
We
scaring
need to
anybody
go
else.
Before they wake up.
The funny
Wait, so
looking
she has
man with
no
the loose
problem-
pajamas is not really scary.
Oh, I was gonna say MC Hammer Pants, but hey,
That
you know.
too, yeah.
We have no problems with the 4 men just doing their job that he just murdered, who probably have kids
Yeah,
somewhere in
right?
the upper
Worried
city.
about Johnny.
I'm more worried about us. We gotta go, right?
Right.
What?
It's just... You've really changed.
How?
I was always like this, Tifa. You know how many people I've killed?
Yeah. Your eyes. They used to be less...
Well, when you kill a bunch of people, you get a
It's the
little bit
motto.
hardened.
Yeah, right.
Remember?
It becomes easier to kill more people.
I was gonna
So,
say, like,
what do you want to do now?
the Japanese
back to
just
the
seem to have a
bar,
completely
or do you
different
wanna tackle another
view
job or two?
on what murder does to you as a person. But then I kind of think back to what their history was with World War II, and I think,
Yeah,
oh,
I was going to
alright,
say, there's
yeah.
probably some cultural reasons for that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because when you think of Metal Gear, Snake is basically, like, even though he is a white guy in the game, he's basically a Japanese man explaining the horrors of war to a bunch of white people.
Yeah, but it's yeah. Well, it's a Japanese man who's never been in war, explaining the horrors of war.
Oh, come on.
Through.
You mean to tell me, really, I have to go all the way around this fucking bar to get back in there? Sorry, go on, Metal Gear.
You just couldn't move Tifa. No, that was it. That was
Oh,
it.
okay. So, Nick, if a fresh but faithful Metal Gear Solid remake actually does occur, would you be playing it?
And here
No,
we are.
why does everyone think I
Here's
like
the
Metal
tire.
Gear?
Because you talk about it.
I
Could use a
don't.
little something to take
I
the edge
liked
off,
1
right?
and 3 was pretty
How about a
okay.
refreshing
5 was
cocktail made
fun.
by yours truly that you can sip
I
on and
still stand
savor?
by my thought that
Tifa.
I'm sorry, I'm just not
I'm
going to
feeling
talk
it
whenever
too.
Tifa's on screen.
Hey,
She is
She just
distracting.
does such a
stick
good
around
job.
A little longer?
Maybe. Work for a minute.
Kojima is good at 2 things:
I
making
see.
really interesting game mechanics and
In that
ripping off
case, wanna head
movies.
back out and
Yeah.
look for more gigs?
But, so, to answer that question, no. I'm done working. That's just fine, game. No, but I actually would. I would definitely like to see a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake done
We're back.
properly.
The fuck was that?
Have fun.
No one's gonna address this.
You forgot about the pinball elevator from the original game?
Then the police...
Apparently.
No, that was in the original, actually.
Okay.
Actually, in the
alright.
original, you got to go down there and see their whole, like, basement operation. Here, you're stuck
That I
upstairs.
remember,
Tomorrow night,
strangely
then.
enough.
Gotta go over the details with the others.
I was getting flashbacks to the
Before you
scene
do,
from the Bond movie
about
Live
my
and Let
pay.
Die, so okay.
Barrett just comes up from the basement with his pinball machine.
Double time.
Oh, God. You're right. That was kind of off-putting if you weren't expecting it from the original game. Wait, so in order to get to the basement, you have to get, like, the high score of the game every time? Is that how that works?
Well, it's clearly
I'm
not
really
what he
sorry,
did, so I guess he
But
just
it
has a
shouldn't take much
key.
longer.
Oh, I guess.
That's gonna be really awkward when you coincidentally get that.
Yeah, right. Like, what about the poor asshole who's, like, in here playing pinball and he gets the high score of 77,777 and all of a
There's
sudden...
just 3 angry Shinra soldiers at the bar just waiting.
Right.
What? Excuse me?
Something hard. But no, like,
I
the
just
guy...
see leans over.
But no, the guy's just playing pinball, and all of a sudden he's descending like he has no idea what's going on into the basement where there are 3 people making bombs. He's just like, what? They decided he's seen too much.
And they have to stop him from talking, and they didn't take the cloud route this time.
Well,
Right?
most people would say something sweet right about now.
I've had better.
I'm sure they would.
Ah, but you're a more discerning customer, aren't you?
I was just trying to show how well modeled this glass is. So I will say that's impressive.
Our house special, the Cosmo Canyon.
I mean, it's certainly not like, you know, Pixar levels of like liquid rendering, but for a video game like throwaway
I gotta go.
scene, it's pretty impressive that they went through the trouble to make the liquid look like that.
It's like that scene from Monsters, Inc., where they got the child in their apartment and she knocks over the stack of CDs, and they're only visible for like 1 second on screen, but Pixar spent like 150 hours rendering each CD individually.
Right.
And that was like one of their breaking points. They're like, okay, we're never doing an amount of detail like something like that again. That was a pointless waste of resources.
Right?
For the right price.
But anyways, going back to your other question, would I play another Metal Gear? No. Would I play a horror game made by Hideo Kojima? Yes.
Oh, okay.
If
That would be
Hideo
interesting.
Kojima would do something different, I would absolutely be on board with that. Because while I think that most of his like war stuff is navel-gazing bullshit, the man is so good at what he does that I would love to see him focus on a horror game.
You know, that just reminds me, we really need to find a way to get a working translated ROM of Police Knots.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say PT.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool too. I actually had that downloaded on my PS4, but it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, they're I believe Kojima is working on his next project is not PT, but totally PT. So he's doing something, yeah. Something horror, which I would love to see his take on horror.
Something horror.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the guy's good at doing like atmosphere, and he's a genius at mechanics.
Oh yeah,
and
without
you know, yeah, with all the cool stuff that he had done. I mean, because like Resident Evil clearly has decided it's not going to go the interesting horror route anymore at this point.
I still like what they're doing though. I like the like different like modes of like 80s schlock thing that they've done.
I like, what was that?
Oh, it's a high score board for darts. I think the game may have glitched. I can't leave the bar. So this is about where we needed to end the episode anyways, but that's all right.
We can't get out. It's veritable Shelby egg fridge problems again.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be able to go through this door, and I cannot.
Well, what does your next objective say?
Goal.
Well, that don't help.
Let's see here.
Are you not supposed to go into the basement with everybody else?
No. Wait in the bar until the conference. Oh, I'm literally supposed to wait here. Never mind. All right, so sorry.
Oh.
What were you saying? This will be our last bit for the evening.
Oh, I was going to say, side note, apparently Dead Space is going to be getting a complete reboot. That'll be...
Oh, really?
Interesting to see... Oh,
Whoops.
yeah, we were talking about Resident Evil. It'd be interesting to see where that goes, because on one hand, that sounds exciting, but then I remind myself, oh, this is EA in charge, so I'm sure they'll fuck that right up.
I completely forgot the mechanics of this. There we go. Yeah, no, I think a horror game by Kojima would be great. The reason I'm so keen on Police Knots was that it really was a completely unique style of game that he kind of built from the ground up. It's equal parts visual novel, cop drama, and...
Ooh, good job.
Yeah. Yeah, because I actually remembered what I was doing. Whoops. I forgot again. But yeah, I think it would be one that would be really worth exploring on this channel because it's so different from everything else that we've done.
Did you know that Hideo Kojima had virtually nothing to do with Castlevania Lords of Shadow?
Oh, really? Just attached his name and studio to it?
Well, no, because he didn't make it. Mercury Steam made it. It wasn't his
Why did I
studio.
think that Kojima did have everything to do with that?
Well, that was kind of like quote unquote, not the rumor, but the perception. Kojima basically was like he had some suggestions on the designs for Gabriel Belmont. And he basically what he did was keep the higher up executives in the company off of Mercury Steam's back so they could make the game they wanted to.
Gotcha.
He contributed a little bit and did the voice of the Chupacabra. That was about it. Was he, but yeah, there's very much this perception of like that was his game
that's
that he
kind
made.
That's kind of what I always thought too. I thought
and that's
that was
kind
his
of
project.
Yeah. That's what Mercury Steam kind of wanted to say people to think,
right?
Because you
attaching
got a lot more
his name
name
to
power
it
with Kojima,
yeah, right?
So it's the smart move, but
yeah. But you know, that aside, I still think it was an enjoyable game regardless of his involvement in it. It was
it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was a solid C game, right up there with Army of Two for me and Sarge's Heroes.
Army of Two and Sarge's Heroes. I'm gonna say I liked it more than either of those, but I kind of see what you're saying.
And I'm not dogging the game out. I mean,
No,
it was fine, but it wasn't. It was no masterpiece. It was a kind of a one playthrough and done thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool direction for Castlevania to go, though.
But not like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can say what you want about it having ripped off other things, but I was glad to see those other things interpreted through the prism of Castlevania. So I was okay with
it was a neat take, and not only that, though, they'd been doing the Metroidvania Igarashi games for so long that even if, I'd still like to see more of them, I was just glad to see something else. I was glad to see a different take on Castlevania.
Did you know Koji Igarashi is the one who quashed a Castlevania Circle of the Moon sequel?
Really?
Yeah, true story. He was like, this isn't Castlevania.
It wasn't Igarashi enough, huh?
Correct. It wasn't Igarashi-vania enough.
You're right, that was an unusual diversion in the middle of, like, the Igarashi heyday.
And I'm glad for it, because that happened to have been one of my favorite.
Oh, it was so good.
Castlevania enough, but it was different. Yeah,
and it was so challenging, too. I loved that.
I think the thing with Igarashi was he said that the card system just was never going to fly. But you're right, it was great, because it was like that item-based exploration, but with the challenge of the original side-scrollers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, Nick. Next time on Play the Hits, we're going to try to get the rest of the money that we're owed from these chumps.
He just paid you the rest of the money. The debt is cleared.
No. I think they're going to... Fucking Space Ghost. All right.
Sorry.
I was going to start, like, doing the lyrics to the Ghostbusters song, but then I realized I forgot what they were.
We didn't want to put so much on you.
There's something strange in the neighborhood.
What's the holdup?
Who are you going to call?
Be right there.
A bunch of anime weebos.
It's fine.
That's who.
Let's talk more after.
Also, we kind of get to figure out who our favorite waifu is.
It's fine.
Come on, Jesse, I'm dying here.
I love that they fucking have Badger from Breaking Bad in this game.
Sorry to keep you thirsty boys waiting.
Badger? Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I watched it.
The Wedge's voice, the chubby guy there, that's fucking Badger.
Who is Badger?
Jesse's friend who
that's what I thought.
The soft-hearted one.
Yeah.
He does significantly less meth in this game, but it's still his voice.
Keep it tight.
And I think he is the perfect voice for this type of character.
Reason to live it up now. Yep.
Now you can't unhear it, right?
I love when a white guy does the voice for an Asian man.
Not since we went on that all-night bender
Nick,
after HQ.
we will see you next time.
They did not give us the boot.
It was an amicable separation.
Just thinking about it's making me mad.